To finish up the roof shingles on our Jannie summer house, we're now going to turn our attention to the ridge lines, having already completed the 4 main bulk parts of the roof. To cut the ridge tiles for the roof, I'm going to take the strips provided and cut them down into 3 individual tabs. To get a straight cut, I'm going to use a straight edge as well as the square often found on hand saws. And I'm also going to use a Stanley knife to make the cuts. When cutting felt, it's often better to cut it from the bottom rather than the top, as the knife flows through the felt easier. You're going to need quite a few of these strips to complete the ridge line on a building like the Jannie. Our recommendation is to take your time, cut several down here on the ground where it's flat and safe, and then take a large batch up on top of the roof and fit them all together, rather than trying to cut and do anything fiddly up high. When getting ready to position the ridge tiles, it's a good idea to find a long straight bit of timber or even a spirit level, as this will create a nice straight guide when laying the ridge tiles from top to bottom to make sure they stay aligned. To ensure the straight edge is in the correct position, I'm going to start by laying a ridge tile right at the bottom, as well as one right at the top near the peak of the ridge. With a ridge tile loosely placed at the very bottom and very top, I can now offer up my straight edge. I'm going to look down the line to make sure it looks level and true. Then I'm going to tack the wooden straight edge in place using some of the spare clout nails provided. With the straight edge in place, I can now start applying the ridge tiles to the roof. You start at the bottom and you work way up towards the peak. Every tile will need at least 2 of the supplied clout nails hammering through, and the very first tile should overlap both sides of the roof. With all of the ridge tiles placed up until the peak, it's now time to finish off where 3 ridges meet at the very top of the building. To do so, I'm going to use one of my cut down tabs of shingles. I'm going to use some string, a Stanley knife, and one of the felt tacks supplied to mark out a perfect or near perfect circle from one tile. To draw my circle, I'm going to use a nail placed in the very center of the tab. I'm going to attach some string to it and then a Stanley knife on the other side of the string to make the cuts. I've now completed cutting the circle. Don't worry about it being too perfect. As long as it's broadly a circle shape, it'll be fine. The next step will be to make a slit across half of the circle, which will then allow me to fold the circle within itself to cap off the ridge.